Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another day of our show coverage of the first annual Rolling Route 66 Car Show. I'll be your host today. My name is Austin Coop from Lane America, and on behalf of myself and Simon over at Rockabillaque, we want to welcome you to day 3, where we will be hitting the Mother Road through the great state of Missouri. So it's going to be another two-parter. So today we're going to do one section of Missouri, and tomorrow's video will cover the next. So let's jump into it here. As always, I'd like to give a huge thank you to our sponsor, Don Juan Pomade. Again, for all of your men's grooming products, please go to donjuanpomade.com and support our sponsors because they've been kind enough to support us. So thank you. No real housekeeping to get to today, so we'll jump right into a little update on the numbers. As of today, just a few minutes ago, 900 cars, trucks, and RVs entered into the show, and we're showing over 15,700 votes that have been logged so far. So just a reminder, 1 vote per person per day. Keep those votes coming in for your favorites. Speaking of favorites, you probably want to know about the top 10. So we're going to do the top 10 overall today. Over the weekend, I'll get you more class specific to let everyone know how each of the classes are doing. So give us the weekend to tabulate that. We'll have an update on the class leaders on Monday. But for now, let's do our overall top 10. Okay, so here are the 10 through 2. We've had a little bit of movement overnight, so everybody pay attention here. Sliding back into the 10th spot, Chad Howell and his Nissan with 249 votes. 231 votes. Passing him into 9th place, Tom Norskopf with 249 votes in his Mustang. And then we've had a couple Mustangs duking it out for 7th and 8th place. So Scott and Connie with 324 votes have dropped back to 8th, and overtaking them for 7th is Ricky Napick with 333 votes in his blue Mustang. Holding number 6 with 347 votes is Leon Humphreys Cobra. And in 5 is Dennis Vaughn with 372 votes for his sedan there. And in 4th place, the Mopar Muscle holding it down there, we've got Brett Vassey with 395 votes. In 3rd place with the Cadillac, Josh Carpenter with 462 votes. And in 2nd place, JC Gayoso and his Trans Am with 524 votes. So just a little update before we get to the number 1. And it is still Sarah Honeycutt with her Impala wagon at 673 votes. Quick note about the top 10, we've obviously got some Mustangs in there. Just to let you know who's hovering around kind of 10 through 15. Got some street rods in there, we've got some Radical Customs, and we've got some Corvettes. So you Corvette and Camaro guys, you other Mopar guys and gals, don't let the Mustangs populate that top 10. See if we can get some of you in there as well. But a huge thank you to everybody as you continue to vote. We just love looking at all the cars. It's truly a treat to go through. So again, today we're going to go through Missouri. So we're going to start in St. Louis, the gateway to the west. And of course, there's no better symbol of St. Louis and the gateway to the west than the Gateway Arch. And we could go on and on and on about the arch. We will try to spare you. So of course, the St. Louis Arch is super recognizable, one of the most unique monuments and structures in the United States. Some of you may know, if you are a welder, you know it's welded. It is welded together, and they approached it from both ends. They started each leg and kind of went like this, and as they got further up, they basically put an expander in the middle. And then when it was time to put that last section in, they twisted it out to make the legs go like this, but it was hot that day. And the issue they had, the legs had gone out of alignment. So they had the fire departments come in and spray the legs down to get them to come back into alignment. They put the final piece in, and there you have it. If you've ever traveled up in the arch, you know that's an experience in itself. We've got a picture of some of our guests, including my father there, from one of our trips. You sit in a little pod that goes up and then it stops and turns to keep you upright. Goes up, stops, turns. It is truly a unique experience. And then down there in the corner is just a little bit of the view you can get from the arch. From the top of the arch, you can see Busch Stadium. As a Reds fan, that's not a highlight for me, but for some of you, that might be. You can see the old courthouse and a good chunk of downtown St. Louis, as well as the mighty Mississippi River and Illinois on the other side there. So the arch, they just got done renovating the basement museum. Maybe if it's been a while since you've been there, you'd be happy to know the museum in the basement there is truly wonderful. Even if you don't want to go up in the arch, you can still enjoy the museum at the base. So much other stuff in St. Louis. We'll try not to get bogged down here. One thing we always want to point out is right at the base of the arch is the old courthouse. Not only is it a beautiful building, it is a very historic building. It's actually where Dred Scott sued for his freedom and won. Later that became a whole nother thing, but a very historic site right there. Wonderful displays and knowledgeable staff inside to talk to you about the Dred Scott decision, what it meant for slavery, the Civil War, things like that. We've got a little picture down there in the corner of the Eat Right Diner. Eat Right has been a Route 66 classic for many years. Unfortunately, we just found out it is closed, so we hope to hear that it reopens soon. Another famous spot in St. Louis, if you've got a sweet tooth for Route 66, would be Ted Drew's Custard. And we just saw a car ran into one of their buildings just the other day. But we hear that they are opening back up this week. One of our other favorite spots that we always go to on our tours is the Cathedral Basilica. It is all glass mosaic tile. Took decades and decades to finish. I believe it's one of the largest mosaic works in the world and definitely in the Western Hemisphere. And of course, we've got a couple pictures there of Budweiser, of Anheuser-Busch, of their factory tour. Of course, you get to see some Clydesdales, you get to drink some beer. It's a good time for everyone there. So again, on St. Louis, we could go on and on. There's other places we're not mentioning. The Art Museum, the City Museum, Union Station, the zoo, so many other places. We just wanted to give you a couple highlights of what we've done in St. Louis. So as we head out of St. Louis, Route 66 is going to bring us to Merrimack Caverns. This cave system is privately owned and has some interesting lore behind it. During the Civil War, it was used as a munitions storage and mining operation for saltpeter. Not to spoil the story for you, but legend has it that Jesse James used to use it as a hideout as well. But just come on one of our trips and we'll tell you more about that. We don't want to spoil the surprise. But it's a beautiful cave system with an incredible light show that they always do at the end of it. It's really something to see. That brings us to where we're going to have the show today, and that is Cuba, Missouri. So Cuba, Missouri is known as a mural city. So lots of murals all over town. They try to add one every year or two. So lots and lots to see there in Cuba. We highly suggest just doing a little mural tour as you walk around. One of the murals is on one of our favorite restaurants on Route 66. This is the Four-Way that you see here. The Four-Way used to be a filling station. It was a filling station that, as it story goes, almost everybody, that was their first job in town, was working for this particular oil company. Long story short, they have restored the station and converted it into a restaurant. It's a family affair. The chef there, on Route 66, we go to so many wonderful diners, and you get your fill of good cheeseburgers and diner food. What I think makes the Four-Way so unique is, of course, you can get a cheeseburger, and it's excellent. But they also do some Greek and Mediterranean and some lighter options. And the decor inside is just really great. It's like something out of a magazine. It's so well done. So we always go to the Four-Way. They've been great partners of ours for many years now. Before you get to Cuba, just on the edge of town there, is one of the most notable old motels on Route 66, and that would be the Wagon Wheel Motel. So the Wagon Wheel Motel, in addition to having rooms you can stay in, Connie has a gift shop, and her gift shop prides itself in some unique items that you might not find at every gift shop along the route. And of course, they've got an old car out there you can take a look at, and it's a good spot for photos and just wonderful. Connie's been another friend of ours for many years now. So Wagon Wheel Motel's a must stop on your way into Cuba. On your way out of Cuba, you're going to come to a little place called Fanning. So the Fanning Outpost there is home to the world famous Route 66 rocker. It used to be the largest rocking chair in the world. It's not quite anymore. Casey, Illinois, I believe, has that title now, but it's definitely the largest on Route 66. And so, of course, everybody gets pictures with the rocker, but what makes this stop so great is the store. The folks that own the store, the Thompsons, have done such an amazing job of bringing that place back to life. They're known for their specialty popcorn. If you are a popcorn fan, a candy fan, or a soda fan, you will be in heaven there at Fanning Outpost. So they've also got lots of other gifts, trinkets, goods, and stuff that you won't find anywhere else. So they've also been wonderful friends of ours now. So that's just a brief overview of Cuba. In terms of where we would have our show, it just depends. With 900 of you, who knows? But, the four-way and Connie's, the Wagon Wheel Motel and Fanning Outpost and all the other, kind of shops that are on the main drag there of Cuba with all the murals make Cuba one of our favorite Missouri Route 66 towns. So tried to move quickly today to try to cut down on our video time a little bit. But, of course, there's more about Missouri and about the towns that I've mentioned on our website. So rollingroute66show.com, if you scroll down, you'll find state-specific pages that has more information about some of our favorite stops. We do want to take a quick second to recognize another person that lived just outside of Cuba that we lost, and that would be Bob Mullen. So Bob Mullen ran Bob's Gasoline Alley, and it was the most unbelievable collection of automobilia and signs and gas pumps and John Deere toy tractors. They had llamas. It was truly one of those stops that felt like you were on American Pickers. And Bob was a real character. This picture here's our group with Bob a couple summers ago. So I know all of us that traveled Route 66, we miss Bob. So just wanted to call that out. What a great guy Bob was. So that is all we have for today. We, of course, are going to take a walk through the show corral and take a look at your cars. So stay tuned for a walk through the car show. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.